Hello and welcome to Infamous MCP, the audio podcast. This is Brandon or Mutilus on Discord.
This is CJ. I just go by CJ.
And this is Zach. Go by Nitro Zeus.
Welcome back to another riveting episode. As always, links in the show notes. Opening it up this week, we'll go to currently playing. So CJ's still been playing our Hellfire Club list. Starting off, I think somebody... Do you remember who it was that asked in the Discord about the leaderships?
Was that in the podcast channel? Or
It was the MCP general. It's least Renfort. I don't know who that actually translates to. Maybe you know, Brandon, but...
I do not.
No, I didn't actually
I'm actually really bad with names in general. Discord names even more so. Unless I message you on like a bi-weekly basis, I will never remember your Discord handle. I have to add notes to everybody. And so... But it's just, I just see too many, right? Like our Discord probably has 100 people in it that I have probably not even really met in real life. Like, so it's just too many. Like, I just can't remember everyone. But if I see them in person, I know who they are.
Yeah, I found the message. He talks about... He's made some changes to the list. I think he drops 2 people and he adds in Quicksilver and Toad, which would make that easier to make play Brotherhood, probably.
Yeah.
So his question was basically like trying to figure out what the trigger is to play Hellfire, or play Brotherhood over Hellfire.
Yeah. So when it comes down to it, our perspective on it was Brotherhood is more of a emergency lever to pull if you basically can't get Hellfire affiliated. Emma's leadership is undoubtedly infinitely better than Mystique's leadership. The fact that we have a very limited number of Brotherhood cards, if any, on top of that is also rough. But that being said, there are times you would do it. So, for example, Zach, you brought up before we started recording that it gives you access to a safe grab, which is nice with Jugs. That is good, but actually, you know what else it might do? It would allow Sinister to play Forced Extraction and get an Extract. Because if there was like a D or an E Extract, he could walk forward, pick it up, and then get the refund, play Forced Extraction. So that's another flexible option there. There's a few things you can do with that leadership that you couldn't do otherwise. But generally, the plan is definitely to play Hellfire Club. The list is optimized with that leadership in mind.
See, that's for me where I was a little different of... I think you guys were optimizing it with Emma in mind, and I do think overall the core of it is that. And I haven't necessarily charted this out, but to me, it felt like there was definitely still scenarios, maybe depending on your opponent or priority versus non-priority, where what Mystique's leadership gives you is very distinctly different than Emma's. I would agree with you that Emma's is categorically better. But Mystique's gives you access to a few unique things that Emma's doesn't, that there might be games where you need that instead. And again, I haven't looked at all the crisis combos and stuff, but I think just on paper seems like there'd be opportunities that Mystique's would do more.
Yeah, so obviously the primary form of her leadership is power refunding on Extract Collection, which is nice. It allows a lot of turn 1 plays that normally wouldn't be allowed, like the Juggernaut Safe Grab. But really it's just like +1 power, because a lot of models can't utilize that power. Like, for example, Toad getting it. The odds of it mattering is pretty low. Like, if he gets attacked and takes 1 damage instead of 2, he could then Slippery. It's not nothing, but it's pretty minor. Like, Quicksilver, it doesn't give enough power to do anything else. And so, again, it's like, yeah, I guess you could take some damage and be in a better spot for later. But it's just 1 generic power. It's not power to do X. It's not like Cable under Steve can safe extract. And so Jugs is the only really important interaction. The second part with that fact that she can put a flag down on a secure, I don't view that as very useful. Too many people just understand how easy it is to overcome that. And if you are going to utilize it, like, I'm going to leave this objective empty so then I can move my pieces to other locations. Well, then they could just double move and take it. And so you have to be very ready to adjust for that. And so because of that, it's very minor. I don't put a lot of stock in it. The only even deployment I see it being used on is D's, and I think it's only good for the first turn. It's like, you're going to walk up, you're going to plant the flag, maybe Mystique moves away or somebody else moves away, and then on the second turn at the end of the round, they're going to double move somebody to your back point, and because you didn't defend it, it's going to be theirs. And so I just don't like it. I don't think it's very useful given how victory point conscious the average tournament player is.
Yeah, and on D's, I just think Emma's better for leadership anyways. I mean, the power refund is there, but at the same time, over the course of the game, depending on how you time my Hellfire Club, you basically bet on everyone twice.
You get better than that.
Yeah,
so, like...
Except you don't get it on Emma, right?
Sure. Over the course of the game, how much power do you think Mystique's leadership generates?
Oh, like 4 to 6 at a maximum if there's a fair amount of fighting.
6 would be very high.
6 would be very high if there's 5 and there's a couple dropped.
4, I think, is optimistic in a lot of games. Like, I think 3 is the average. Because there's several missions, like, let's say you just play Legacy Virus, it's like, we trade one objective throughout the game, like, it just doesn't matter. Because it's only when I pick stuff up, not when it gets picked up, right? So, we just play, like, a 4 extract, I pick up 2 Bs, then, like, what? Like, I get 2 power, and unless I down one of your people and get it, I guess, like, so I think 3 is average, 4 is optimistic. So, like, that's Emma's leadership every turn.
Right.
And also, she does that much health. And so it's just, like, so much better in, like, efficiency. But like you said, like, there's not a lot of... You can't do much with it for first turn plays. Like, maybe if Jugs goes last and picks up the back D. Like, there's some weird stuff that can happen technically, but it's not really a thing.
So for me, and I don't know, because again, I feel like I'm thinking of it very theoretically and haven't put it on the table too much, but I'm feeling like I'm looking at it more of the lens of... Emma wins. Let's say Emma wins turn 2. Obviously not like literally wins, but like Mystique with what her leadership allows you to do with the flag, with that. Do you need to get a big enough advantage on turn 1, and that's how you're going to win the game? And only Mystique's leadership can really give you that, or is the game like maybe it's even scoring? Maybe it's hammers and a D. Like Extremis, where it's like there's even points all across the board. No one's getting a turn 1 advantage. Having a safe grab or having a flag isn't going to do anything for me. I'm trying to win once we get into the second round, is where then I thought like that's where the benefit is for Emma. Or maybe there's only one thing to pick up, or again, maybe it like in that scenario, you don't need a safe grabber because you're going to have someone run up, grab, and then run away from the secure. That doesn't make a lot of sense. So that was kind of the thought I had, was which turn do you need to take the advantage on? And that helps define which one. But I would love you guys' thoughts.
My theory on this is I think Mystique might give you a strong lead, but you have to do more to actually hold on to it. I think Emma can give you a strong lead and actually helps you win the game by not losing it, basically. Like, the amount of times where I've had a character that's been like, oh, hey, he's about KO'd. The wheels of how the Hellfire list works is like, okay, so I think all 4 games might have been on Riots, or 3 of the 4 have been on Riots, and it's like, okay, my game plan is to, like, end my turn, heal a point, start my turn, Riots, activate Emma, run over, patch up, stuff like that. Like, there's so much... The way I think Hellfire wins now is that it does its best not to lose, which is, if you get what I'm saying. Like,
it's just like let your models be slightly better than their models, and just let that happen for as long as possible. Is the Emma plan.
Run up, grab as much as you can, and then you bunker down, and you try to make the correct rotations, and make sure you stop your opponent from finding the priority ways to. You have to close all the gaps that your opponent's trying to create, basically, before they can. Like, that's one thing I've really liked about this list. It's very I think it's way better than how it used to work as this Hellfire list, because now you actually have to play against your opponent to win, right? Mm-hmm. Which is cool. It's a lot of fun that way.
With it being reined in now, that it's not just take the 8 best models in the game, add Emma, and
can you
figure out the rest later.
Let's see. Yeah. Now it's like there's thinking. Like, there's so many I've only played like such a small like sliver of what I think this list is actually capable of. Like, there's so many like splashes you could probably work into here. Like, I've just been forcing Jug.
Yeah.
He might not even be the best choice ever in the 17 matchup, because 17 is the big point total now, I think.
Yeah, the big question is, do you want to go 4 wide or 5 wide?
Yeah, and I think that's really what it is. Like, I think Juggernaut, is fun, but like, honestly, Iron Man and Toad getting splashed in, going wide, that could be really good too. I haven't tried that out yet, and I still have Cassandra Nova in there too. Like, what kind of plays does Cassandra Nova create in this list that I haven't even seen yet? And like, because Juggernaut, I don't think is. I like it. It's been fun playing Juggernaut. I don't think he's a windmill slam every single game. I think like if you're playing something like this and you see your opponent like with webs and that's all they got, yeah, you're gonna take Juggernaut. Like Juggernaut is like the perfect counter into a webs list. I think right now he's good on scenario and they can't fucking. And then you can just be like, let's see, you get a bunch of rerolls, but I'll roll 10 dice into you real quick. Let's see how that matches up real fast.
For Jugs being like the go-to drop, I think he has a very specific way he needs to be played in the list. It's not just like, can you play Jugs well? It's can you play Jugs in this environment well? And so it's tricky. There's a lot of subtle decisions because it's all based on what your opponent's trying to do. And so it's about trying to read what their intent is, what their priorities are, and counter them at the right times. Because your list is a reactionary list. It's not you're not trying to like charge with Malekith and just figure out the rest later. It's all about reading what's happening. Like, oh, well, my opponent didn't activate the obvious model here. So why are they saving this model? You know, do they want to keep prio? Do they want to give it away? Like, what's going on? And if you make the wrong play at the wrong time, it's really catastrophic to the list. Because you don't have a lot of redundant resources. You have a lot of quality resources, which is the whole point. For Emma versus Mystique, I think there's very few arguments that Emma would ever be worse as leading the Force than Mystique would. There's a couple very niche things, like super late game, Emma's secondary leadership component becomes a lot more live as there's fewer models on the table. And then for the first turn, gimmicky plays, it's more useful as well. Now, the main difference you would choose to play Mystique is A, you don't have a good list drop at the point total. Let's say you just pull 16 points, you don't want to drop Sinister for a 3-pointer that you don't feel like you have a good option, or you think that your normal go-to list is really bad against whatever you're playing. The Brotherhood list is kind of just a go-wide generalist list, and so that's never bad. Like, let's say you pull Senator Scoundrels, obviously that would never happen, but let's say you pulled Hammer Scoundrels, and you just didn't want to play Hammer Scoundrels with your Emma list. Like, Brotherhood would be much better at that. And so that would be the times you'd want to come over. If just the point total doesn't work or the mission isn't good for you, like it's kind of just a generalist catch-all. You could put a lot of other stuff in there in place with the Brotherhood package. I think the Brotherhood package just had a lot of synergy overlap that we decided was good. But yeah, you could put a lot of stuff in there. You could also just throw Mephisto in and say, fuck it. Like,
yeah,
it's like everything gets affiliated real fast, but you have the same problem you have with them, but it's like now you're again playing 4 models at like 18, 19 points. It's like you have the same issues, and so that's kind of why we went Brotherhood.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice that both of them are affiliated, and I think you could probably take another look at tactic cards and figure out if that's actually hurting or helping you. I haven't had a real problem. I think tactic cards are good, but I don't think Brotherhood's tactic cards are like pushing you out of this play style.
They have good ones, but they're all like Magneto-centric. If you want to play like the powerful ones. 4 of them are
Magneto-centric?
Yeah. That was actually the other part I was going to say, because I've just also drafted up a list that I haven't gotten to that's related to this, but do you feel like there's any space at all to cut one model and add in Magneto as a third drop, or is that just getting too convoluted and you don't have the right models for everyone?
You could instantly cut Cassandra Nova for Magneto. No problem.
Yeah.
The issue is why. Like, so what situation are you in that's a good idea? And so, I think Cassandra Nova is kind of extra. She's not important to the list at all. You could easily cut her for something else. She just has an extra little wrinkle that is different because she has multiple controls, and she's got like really specific resistances that a lot of the models in the list don't have. But if you put in Magneto, it's like, well, why? Because you don't have all the high damage models that he wants. You do have Jugs. Jugs is fine. You could probably find a spot to squeeze in Apex over somebody else. And then you at least have a package. But then it's like, why? What are you playing on that Emma couldn't have played on?
Right. I think that's what the struggle is if your crises are tailored towards Emma and Mystique.
Yeah, there's no
probably
they
way
banned
more
every
Emma.
mission he's good on.
Yeah. What are you using him on where you aren't? Because like, even if you're playing intrusions, it's like, well, that means you're playing your extracts. So you probably have built those in a way in which you have success on him. So what is he doing? So that was what I figured we would end up on too, but I didn't know if anyone else had a different idea.
Yeah, like if somebody's just trying to run down Main Street at you, Magneto would be a great counter, but I just don't know why you wouldn't just spread out and make them like make them struggle into your strategy.
Like I would if I was playing as somebody who wanted to fight me in this list. I haven't seen that yet. Maybe against when you Weapon X and Cabal, kind of, but still at the same time.
Yeah, like, my Ultra Killy list, like that's what it wants to do.
But yeah, even then, it was still like, okay, well, I think we still played. That was the one we played the weird point total on too. I think we played 16 with Weapon X.
Yeah, both times I was really trying hard not to let you do 17.
Yeah, because it's like if I get to play the strategy I want to play, and then like you're doing this whole like we're playing. It feels like it feels like a game at that point. There's
it's very much a meme list because it's supposed to be bad. Like this list is supposed to be really bad.
Oh, Mr. Sinister's there
right, and everyone everyone I tell this to, they're like, that list sucks. I'm like, it does suck, but it sucks so much less than you think it does.
It sucks in a way where it's like, fuck, yeah. I lost.
Should be it should be like a 2 out of 10, but it comes in around a 5, maybe even a 6, and so it's just like, there's got to be something here.
This is the kind of list that if somebody is really good at piloting it, you're gonna. It's going to be like running up into a brick wall.
Yeah.
Right? Because the leadership's good.
And that's the thing, like,
the characters
just slam into Omega Red, you're like, oh, this guy's going to die instantly. And it's like, well, actually, Logan double tapped him and left him on 2. And you're like, back. Okay, well, that's not great. And you're like, cool. Well, then he gets an Extremis heal. Yeah. And Hellfire Club heal. And it's like, so now he's on 4. You're like, okay. And then somebody else activates an Extremis heals, and you're like, okay, he's only got 1 damage on him all of a sudden, and if you're not, then you're just like, well, I'll just patch him up then. You're like,
I think in that game specifically too, this was the second game with Cabal, I think it was like, okay, cool, Omega Red's almost dead. Tap. I didn't mean to kill Zemo, I just wanted to do 1 damage a piece so I could heal up. Okay, cool. 2 left. Well, guess what I'm going to do? I'm going to Extremis, and then I'm going to Leadership, and boom, back down to just missing 1 health.
First activation, you go into Omega Red, leave him on 1, and then he's at full health, basically, because you're like Extremis, Hellfire Club, and double tap with his basic. And then he also freaking cable pulls everyone out of melee and off the point, so you basically stagger everybody, unless they have, like, really good charges or places. And so it's like, well, fuck.
Yeah, like,
and then he's still poisoning everyone, so they're not powering up, and so if he doesn't hit you back, you don't get any power. Yeah, he's such a good 4-point tar pit.
Him being affiliated here is actually kind of huge, I think. Yeah. I mean, both of the 4s I've been taking, him and Mr. Sinister have, like...
Yeah.
They are not the first model people reach for in the 4th red category, but I think that they each have very unique play sets and play styles. Like, the rules that they were given are so unique to their characters, and I think this is the perfect home for them. Like, Mr. Sinister having Bow as a 4th red, crazy.
Also as a medium, like the places he can cross, like it's not super important. Like obviously speed medium's the important part, but there's like he can get to the B on the first turn. He can do all kinds of stuff.
I think he's size 3 with flight too.
He is flight as well. Yeah. He's size 2 with flight.
He's size 3. Flight.
He's size 3.
He's size 3.
Oh wow. Okay.
I know, it's kind of insane.
The other thing, like the fact that he can like DR, you have basically triple DR
Super
running.
DR,
it's
right?
just so weird.
Yeah, I think our forced extraction play is actually like a cool.
It's actually surprisingly good because you just heal the damage.
Like, hey man, I'm throwing 4 at Mr. Sinister, and you rolled nothing to block. It's like, well, I'm throwing nothing at Mr. Sinister.
Yeah,
like him and cover with 3 genetic tokens is a surprisingly tanky model.
No, yeah, you just can't kill him. Yeah. Like it's just not going to happen. And then so anyone you go into, you just get punished, which is the whole point of Hellfire. I was like, oh, you attacked me. Well, I'll just heal it off and gain a power and then hit you back. And so Extremis is such a perfect mission for it when you can get it. Yeah. Cover would also be nice because you're not really attacking at higher range.
Yeah.
But with Omega Red, like he's way more deadly than people think he is because he's just like auto 2 damage in his pocket if he needs it.
Yeah.
And so you come into him, you're like, cool, I hit you 2 5-dice attacks. Hey, 1 second.
So I think, CJ, you were saying this. Maybe both of you were. Like, do you think there is more... Because it seems like both of you were kind of like, this is a little bit of a meme list, but it kind of does better than you think. Do you think that there's, like, potential to, like, iterate on this and it actually be something that's that's very strong, or do
yeah.
you think it's running underappreciated models, but it has a very hard ceiling? Like, which way do you feel?
So it really depends on. You got to get the most out of your splashes in this list. Their affiliation list is probably the most disjointed besides New Mutants, where it feels like, oh hey, we just took a big pot of like some single affiliation.
It's a hard barrier, yeah.
And we just threw them in there, and you're like, okay, cool. Well, I can kind of see like there's some stuff going on here, right? Like, Omega Red's really good in here. I don't think I gotta look at the actual affiliated list now.
Sinister is surprisingly good as well. I think Sinister is the weakest of the three that we run mostly.
Yeah, just because defense-wise, just base threes, and then he concentrated fire in Mr. Sinister is probably his biggest weakness. If he's got two models next to him that can shoot him a bunch of times, that's probably where you're gonna get him, because he can survive one or two big hits, and if he doesn't get skedaddle, then it's probably lights out for him.
Yeah.
I think taking a look at, like I said, I think Storm as a 3 might take a look at. I don't think she's bad. I don't think Angel has a good place. He might if he can get his tactic card, the sacrifice.
He's so bad.
Yeah, his attacks is just
Angel's so bad.
His attacks are bad. Like,
I do think once we stop playing the Juggernaut version of this, it will open it up a lot.
Yeah, Juggernaut.
Running 5 wide at 17 changes the math a lot. The issue is I don't think you really want to run a 3 and a 2 because the 2 is so worthless. There's other 5s, but I think Juggernaut is actually one of the best 5s.
Oh, for this like style.
I think for the style that we have, I think he's going to be one of the best.
I think he is what you bring in something other than, because he can get around pretty well, but I think you're kind of stretching him too thin when you're playing on Riots, though.
Yeah, no, like four wide at 17 is kind of rough, just because the affiliation is nothing but 4s, basically. The 3-pointers really don't carry their weight because it's like random Storm for no reason.
Storm, Mystique, Angel.
But at 18 points, if you cut Jugs and you add in a 4 and or 2 3s or 4 and a 2, like that gets a lot more interesting. Like all of a sudden you can start bringing like Doc Voodoo and Toad, and that's just like a weird thing that you might have to start looking at. There's a lot more options.
Yeah.
So it seems like you both kind of think like this does have some potential, but it might.
I don't think it's a bad list. I think it looks terrible on paper.
Oh yeah, I think if you brought this,
how
be like, oh, that's a meme. Like you're playing Sinister and Omega Red. Like,
well, I think it's the same thing when that guy swept winnings at a big tournament before, and humans even got looked at again, and he ran the base 4. In humans, like,
when he was using like a Ulick, basically,
something.
That's what he was. Yeah,
and it was just it's the same kind of deal. I think when you figure out what characters slide into these slots the best as your splashes, that this can turn a pretty good character into a really great character. First, like this could definitely unlock a character in a splash scenario that's going to be insane.
I think Sinister is underrated. Not a lot, just a little underrated. He's not a good 4. He's an okay 4. But people think he's bad. He's not bad. He's just not a new design 4. He's not Logan, right? Like, he's never going to be Logan. But he is, in my opinion, like game average 4. Like, he's not shitty. He's not great. He has really unique kit that does what it does, and it doesn't do anything else. But when you give him the tools he needs, which is a little bit more power, a little bit more survivability, he can kind of start shining. And so it puts him into what I think is a good 4. In the list, I think he is a good 4, not a great 4. He's just fine. He's good. Better than average. I think Omega Red is really underrated. I think people think Omega Red is almost as bad as Sinister. Omega Red is a solid 4-pointer. Like, he should be played in the tournaments, I think, right now. His kit is crazy cool. Like, the fact that he has a really solid frame on top of one of the best board controls in the game. He has self-healing on a DR frame, which is crazy good. And then, like, auto poison. He's just such a good control model. And then he gets exactly what he wants. A little bit more power, healing, most importantly, healing. More healing on top of it is so good. The fact that on turn 2, he's just going to be able to drag somebody. There's really nothing you can do about it. Like, what are you going to do? Like, have helmet? Like, that's really the only option you have.
Right.
And so it's just so hard to do anything about it. And then on top of all this, we're just going to say, oh, and also he can just pulse auto 2 damage to a group. So if you're going to dogpile one of the points, I'm just like, okay, cool. I'll just 2 damage to 3 of your models and then heal myself so I only really took 1. And then still get to attack twice and still drag somebody off the point. Like, it's so easy for him to just randomly kill somebody.
Yeah, that pull is...
Like, how often do you do a 5-die attack and just accidentally do 3 damage? And you're just like, oh, okay, you're dead.
Mm-hmm. Well, then he heals a little bit. Yeah, leaving this guy on 2 is terrible. Like, it's so often he'll come back. He's been surprisingly...
Yeah. I think Emma is the obvious weak link of the list.
And even then, like, I still think she has her spot. I think she's definitely good at her job, but as soon as you take her out and put her in a new profession, like, hey, Emma, you're going to go duel on a flank now. Bad.
Yep, you lose. Yep.
Yeah, you have to avoid that. You have to keep her as a blaster and just let her, like, mystic damage people.
Yeah, which, very good mystic attacker. I've been listening to it, and I've been trying to play it this way. I think you hardly ever want to flip her over her stone form.
To diamond?
Yeah, I don't think... There might be
no, you should be trying
but
to.
I think she shines way more as, like, a range 4 mystic spiker.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the support that she gives, or like she can avoid collisions, she can stop your team from getting pushed.
Oh yeah, and turning off. I mean, I think there's exactly one time where it's like, I think it was Laura walks up, and I was like, yeah, Emma's gonna walk up and blast you. Like, cool, I can't do anything about this.
Yeah, cool, you got me.
Like, which is like that's and it happens enough times to where it's relevant. I think. So I think.
Yeah, especially with the combo with Juggernaut's card, lets you. Yeah. You can't Indomitable, you can't Brace, like, just get the fuck out of here. Like, it's just nothing you can do about it.
And there's so many cards in the game that, like, just turning off reactive cards, and your opponent's like, I'm going to do this, and you're like, you can't.
Mm-mm.
Oh, shit, that's right. Okay, never
That's
mind.
what I've always loved about her and Mystique. It's just so many lists are built around the defensive tech and the reactive tech, and creating these bubbles and having this, and they're just like, nope, we're just going to have a bit of a fair-ish fight where you just are going to take this, and that's how it's going to go.
You can't pass.
Just imagine you're playing against Bill, and he's got 1 hit point left. And you're just like, cool, I'm going to do, you know who I am, throw him into your other character. And they have Indom, and Brace, and Odin's Blessing, and his reactive, and you're just like, shut up. It's just like...
one of my this is more Mystique, but like one of my all-time favorite like interactions was a full health Bill just getting rapid fired shit on by Mystique in one activation, because it was like, do 2, can't DR, do 1, can't DR, do 2, can't DR. Sorry, Bill.
Goodbye, Bill.
Some guy did this to me at I think it was LVO one year. We were playing in the Invitational. And this is a while back, he like Doom Prophesied his Mystique and just rapid fired Juggernaut off the table. I'm just like,
God.
Oh yeah, I guess that is how that works. Because I still got cover because I had the cover card up, but I didn't have the DR. And he was like, yeah, just blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh fuck.
Was it
or maybe he
7 dice rapid fires?
He did some. No, it wasn't 7. Maybe he just smashed like a size 1 lamppost.
Smash would be hilarious.
It was really weird. No, but a lot of people used to do that. They would smash size 1s with size 2 characters because it really changes the math. Because it's not only are you getting 1 extra attack die, you're more likely to trigger rapid fire. Like there was people doing it for a while because it also wasn't a restricted card, so it was really easy to get in the list.
Yeah,
makes sense.
Yeah, he did something to up his dice, and it just like killed Juggernaut. I was like, okay,
fun.
All right, so we've talked about our list for a while. CJ, do you want to cover any of your games this week?
Not really. My first.
Okay.
So I can talk about. If they listen to both casts, I was eavesdropping about the first one. I can talk about the first game where I played Josh.
You don't want to talk about my game, huh?
Well, we can talk about that one next. My blood pressure will spike, and then we'll see how I feel about this game. It was a fine game. I played Josh. I played his stupid ass. Sorry, I played his very well balanced out Asgardian criminal list, where it turns out he plays more criminals than Asgardians sometimes.
I don't think his list is strong. I don't even know that it's good. He just loves Asgardians, so he's going to do it.
I just can't wait. There's 2 new ones coming out for anyone who's been paying attention to the allegedly release schedule, and then he'll just play
2 new criminals?
No. No, they don't have enough criminals. No, 2 new Asgardians. There's a horse girl and 3 bros, and when those 2 characters come out, I won't have to play into Kingpin or Shadowlands Daredevil anymore, and I'll be very happy.
I hear horse girls are very in right now.
Yeah, they will be. It's a Pegasus or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so, either way, played him. It was a great game. I was flying through it. I think it was turn 3. I was up like...
Yeah, you were crushing it.
It was... At the start of turn 3...
It was sad,
I was like, I'm winning this turn 3, and then... because what's everyone's favorite thing to do at the store? Beat Josh.
Mm-hmm.
Make him not want to play the game anymore. It's great. It's my favorite thing to do, at least. And then, his dice just turned on. It was like a lawnmower.
Yeah.
One side of the board to the other.
I wasn't watching closely, but I was hearing you guys talk while I was working, and it sounded brutal.
I was not happy.
Like, couldn't roll below 6
that was,
hits, like, for 2 rounds.
God. It was just like, okay, cool. Like, I think whoever, the fucking hand ninjas showed up and one-rounded Mr. Sinister, basically. Like, I rolled...
Oh, yeah, you told me about that.
I rolled no defense dice, and Mr. Sinister I rolled 0 defense on Mr. Sinister. He was out of sample tokens, and then he was like, 4 hits on 4?
Mm-hmm.
Cool, I'll take 4 damage. And then he's like, 4 hits on 4? Okay, cool, I'll take 2 damage and die. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Terrible. But it was a fun... I mean, other than that, though, I thought I played really well.
Yeah, it should have been an easy victory and turned into a tabling out of nowhere.
It's the stupid-ass Loki dice he uses. You should ban those from the store. We should only use official MCP
We will.
dice. And then our Cabal game actually was a lot of fun, and then it just kind of slid out of my control. I think at some point I definitely made some wrong calls on flanks and stuff.
I think there is really minor stuff. Like I was saying, like what doesn't seem like a big mistake
it snowballs.
Snowball really hard. Because it's like, okay, well, now I don't have the activation I need to fix this problem. And then she ended up doing another thing out of place. And then it just cascades.
Oh, I remember exactly what fucked me up. I forgot that fucking Red Skull 3 would just be like, hey, Juggernaut, go away.
Yeah, he has the scalpel. And so
when
I
you
was
placed
placing
Juggernaut, I was
jugs.
like,
Yeah, he made a good play to contest my back point on Extremis, and it was just like, and again, I never had the power for Scalpel. I just kept stealing the power from dickheads near me, and so it's like like one power Red Skull just deals with Juggernaut. Turns out
Juggernaut can be placed, not pushed or thrown, but when someone with a magic cube can wish him away.
Yeah.
Why didn't you have Emma there to help him?
I did, but too far away because riots. That's why I'm starting to think.
It's true.
Riots, Juggernaut's great most places. I think in riots we go wider.
Yeah. And the next time we play, which won't be soon because you have all my models, I want to be a lot more.
Painted.
Do you what?
I said I've almost got the 3 important ones painted.
Oh really? Wow, that was quick.
I'm pretty quick. It's hot in the garage this week though.
Ugh, gross. Yeah. So I would like to be a lot more vocal about your Juggernaut activations, because I think he's where you're not getting a lot of value.
He's hard to play.
Because he didn't do... The last 2 games that we played, he really didn't do anything. And it was a little bit of... I think you're using him in the right role. Like the first couple games, I think you're just completely misusing him.
I think in the game where... The first game I played against Freebie, or Josh, I fucked up, because there's so many times where it's like, man, if I knew to play Juggernaut, this game would be in the fucking bag.
Yeah, and part of it's like knowing how to play him, but it's like little stuff, like not knowing that Juggernaut needed to go on the left, not the right. Like it was little stuff like that, but you can't recover. Like there's no fixing it. It's down to shitter already. And so you play through the whole game to learn the lesson of I put him in the wrong spot.
Yeah, and it's like, okay, cool. And then, 5 rounds later, it's like, my mistake was I fucked up round 1 and I had to suffer 5 rounds.
And then the second game we played, you weren't aggressive enough with him. And so
I think I should have.
And then the third game we played, you were too aggressive. And so like, but you were doing it because you had incomplete information. So if we were just more vocal about your goal, I would have said, oh, I can move you, don't do that. Instead of you going through the whole round and then figuring out the end of the turn that you weren't going to be there.
Typically, when I learn a lesson in this game, I tend not to repeat it. I will never...
No, yeah, and you're not making the same mistake. You're actually doing really good. I haven't seen you made the same mistake twice, ever. So you're doing good there. It's just that we need to, like... we're looking for the thread. It's just about finding the thread as quickly as possible.
It's been a really good learning experience just playing this list and seeing other, like... Because, like, I don't know what happens. There's some games where I'm just like, I've forgotten how to play this game. And there are games where, like, the Savant mode kicks on, and, like, I make, like, all the hottest, greatest plays, and it's just like, how'd you do that? I was like, don't know.
Yeah. I think I am the best at playing Juggernaut, second best at playing Omega Red. I'm okay at playing Sinister. I have no idea how to play Emma. Like
Yeah,
when I put her on the table, I'm just like, go over there, and like she kind of just hangs out.
Shoot him.
And it's like I know not to get her killed, but like I don't know how to get value out of her
that's
if
the
she's
thing,
not
because
dying.
it's like I don't want to be aggressive with her, but at some point I'm like, man, if she's got 4 power, I think, for her awesome Mystic Spender, it's like I kind of feel like she needs to go up and start fucking people up. But at the same time, it's like she dies very quickly if she gets matched into a hand knife person or somebody who wields some sort of blunt instrument.
Yeah.
But
yeah, I think she's a hard model to pilot in that list because you don't want to give her an extract to make her a target because she's just going to fall over. And some of the crises, like the Ds that you want to play on, you want her to just park back on the back, but that means she's too far away to help do anything. Like she's very weird, and like she brings you so much value in the leadership and the potential for the movement and for the other support. There's just so many situations where it's like, well, she's probably not going to do anything, or like maybe she's going to move and attack, and that's all she can do. And
we could change the secures to make that less of an issue, but I think you're okay with having her stand on the back point because you think of it like this.
Yeah,
Emma's in the list. You're paying 4 points for Emma. There's no way around it. Sunk cost. And so if you're doing that, why would you want her in danger if she's the fragilest model on the list? As where if you put her on the back D, if somebody double moves to contest it, she has a chance of clearing it and can be okay. She can usually take a hit. She's good against throws, and so nobody can just walk up and suplex a truck into her, right? Or I guess they can.
Yeah.
I'm thinking that she had the collision thing. She doesn't.
No, she does.
She can cancel collisions?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, good. I wasn't crazy. Good.
Yeah, of course she does.
It popped in my head and was like, I don't actually know that she does that, actually.
She can block shit with her mind.
So yeah, she has a lot of tools to do that. It's just, it feels wrong that you're wasting a 4-pointer staying on your back point.
Well, and your 4-point leader, too, because I like playing this.
4-point leader that has a gun, and she's just out of range to use it, and it's like, it just feels bad.
Like, most of the list I play, it's like my 4-point leader or my 5-point leader will be in the mix. He is leading the charge. He needs skulls for the skull throne. I really liked, for the little bit I played, that Namor bullshit list with the reroll bubble aura bullshit.
The invaders?
Yeah. That was fun until I was like, But having my leader be the leader of the fight is, I think, one of the things I like the most about playing just games in general. So it's just, to me, in my core, it's weird being like, okay, Emma, you're the leader, you stand as far away from the enemies as possible, and one of them comes close to you, hopefully you mix up a little, but...
Yeah,
you're right, it's weird to have a 4-pointer just kind of be like, I got back to you guys.
She's also, again, just because of how the leadership works and interacts with her, she's in a weird spot where, like, you want and need to have everyone else holding something or standing on something, and she's like your one model that doesn't have to, but that doesn't necessarily mean that she's doing something useful. It's just that she's like everyone else, like, I know they need to end in a way in which they're on something or holding something so I don't screw myself.
Am I crazy?
And she's like, if you're on something good, but like maybe I don't need you to be. And it's just, she just pilots very differently than like every other model that you have on the table.
Yeah. I wonder if there'd be some times you would actually want to leave people off points to use the leadership. But obviously you wouldn't want to like give up victory points for it. It's just if it happened to be that way, like somebody gets thrown off a point, you're like, you know what, I'm going to use leadership now before he moves back because I want to heal Emma.
Right.
But then, because he'll be able to deal with the damage he's just taken, and Emma can't. But that doesn't seem very likely. It's just something to keep in mind in case the occasion arises.
Yeah, the only way I could see it, maybe if you're planning on doing it,
I guess,
to give her enough power to shield mine twice or something like that.
Or spender or something, but even that's like...
Yeah, it's the edge case.
I was thinking more from the healing perspective.
I think the healing is where it'd be more valuable. I think part of the tough part of playing that list is actually when you're first playing it, at least when I used to play Hellfire more, when you're first playing it, you're very set on like, well, I need to make sure that no one ever like gets damaged and everybody needs to be in the perfect spot, and learning to take the hit of like, you know what? This time, Omega Red needs to take 1 damage because I need these other 3 people to heal, and not like trying to make the perfect spot for it and just realizing it's not going to be perfect every round in every game, and you have to like take the best opportunity that you're going to get. Is something I feel like people don't always realize.
Yeah, that's true, and I haven't really ran into that scenario. I think I haven't even looked at that because I'm just like, okay, to use the leadership, I have to have everyone standing on a point because, like, feel like the value of Emma is it heal 1, gain a power for her.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, it is for every power lost, gain a power. For every damage taken, gain a power.
Yeah.
So if Jugs prevents the damage, she doesn't heal.
Okay.
Right. That's why I was just checking.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Which would be really cool.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah, that would be a nice
interaction. Because I think Jugs would be definitely a character who could be like out.
That doesn't mean you don't still do it.
Oh yeah. I mean, he could be out in the field and pass the power back to. It's the same thing. I think this list is probably better than Charles Xavier's X-Men, but it still has the same kind of deal where it's like, okay, cool. There's a lot of paths with every turn you could take, and it's just hard to navigate those paths correctly. But I think in this list, it's got a stronger upside than Chuck's team does, because I think there's just not enough stuff in X-Men that to like use that style of the list. And this is a very similar kind of like, I need to take this power, I need to move power over here, I need to make sure these people over here are getting taken care of. Because I really liked for a little bit I played of it. I mean, Professor Xavier, but I was just not still every single time I play that list, I'd look back and be like, cool, there's like 5 other moves I could have made differently to help me win this game. And I think this list has that same kind of basis towards it, where you're just like, oh shit, if I would have held Sinister back for one more turn and then send him out, I could have booted that guy and then moved another guy off, or I could have stuff like that. The other thing I noticed too when playing this was I think there's a lot of times where it's like, if you run into somebody who's got something that, like, I think Deadpool and Sinister met up on a flank at one point, and I was like, well, fuck.
Yeah.
This is the 1 3-point model with helmet, and Sinister's just like, boy, I wish I could move this guy off. I think it was Emma and Deadpool, and it was just like, nothing happens here. This is.
Yeah, well, you dazed me, and then I dazed you back, and then
Oh yeah, and the Deadpool was just like, bang, bang.
Then my favorite play of the game, which was basically the play that ended it, was Sinister kept dragging people into range 3 of Logan, which was kind of cute. It's like, hey, get over here, like
Omega
debuff
Red.
Your friend. Yeah, and so
it's like, no, come over here. You gotta hang out.
Yeah,
over
Omega
here.
Red's injured and like trying to save the game because it's falling apart quickly because everyone's dying because explosions. And so Red Skull activates and moves and places Logan. So he like walks to the point that he was just on and then places Logan range 3 away to get him back in his bubble range. And then Logan activates, does the best at what I am, or whatever. What I do is very nice. And then attacks Sinister to throw him into Omega Red so that he can Tornado Claw both of them. And it's just like, fuck this game. Like, this model is so fucking broken.
So fun. That's just problems with Logan.
Yeah, and it's like, he only had like 3 power, but who fucking cares?
Well, yeah,
like,
it's like,
the model's so dumb.
But it was, I mean, it was still after all game of him just like slap fighting Omega Red. Like, Omega Red held down Baron Zemo.
Omega Red was still alive, and he fought Zemo and Logan for 3 rounds. Like, he should have been super dead. Like, but just didn't. DR helps a lot.
The rest of the game
like,
went well. Been great, but yeah, no. Deadpool also had a great game too. Deadpool under Red Skull 3's leadership, good model.
Yeah. Logan especially too, because the only downside to him is like, oh, I can't mod because I got a skull. Just kidding, it's a crit. You're like, fuck.
Haha, joke's on you.
He's so brutal. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, no, fun games.
Okay, let's jump into our scenario talk for the week. All right, let's see. Last week we did Inhumans. I successfully convinced Parker he was wrong about something.
Oh, what?
Boom. Yeah, no, it was like
I have to go listen
fucking
to it.
Moses parting the Red Sea. It was great. So he said that Inhuman weapons just turns into a refuse flank, which is when you just put all your guys on one side and don't fight.
Oh shit! Is this? Yeah, this is last week's. Okay.
Yeah, that was last week's. So and then we talked about it a lot, and he agreed with me after that, which was great. All right, so this week we're on Montesi Formula Found.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Can we bring Aaron into this? Is he still up?
Yeah. Aaron is not a fan of this mission, or the conversation we had about it.
Shout out.
I stand by what we said about Montesi. Now, I'm not again, I'm not trying to convince people to play Montesi. I'm just saying that in this situation, that your goal is to reduce scoring by the maximum possible amount. I think it's a great mission, because I'm just going to say that if you win Prio and get my reds and take my reds, you get 2 extract tokens. That's fine. I don't care.
Yeah,
because no matter what mission you got, you're going to get 2 extract tokens, and there's nothing I can do about that. The only thing that the downside that Aaron's looking at is that you lack the ability to get 2 extract tokens. Like, I don't care. That actually helps me because I don't have to split my force to go get the second extract token. Like, if we're playing Worthy and my opponent has a safe grabber, well, he's getting 2 and I'm getting 2, but now my model with an extract is on the center line, which means on the second turn, he's trying to get it from me. I don't have to worry about that with Montesi. Like, I can just play my game, have the rest of my force go do their stuff, and have my 1 extract holder be defensive in the back behind my guys and be protected. I don't have to worry about the risk of you going up 3-1 on extracts every turn. It is physically impossible. Now, you could go up 3-0, but that's because I really fucked up. It's so much harder for you to get that third Montesi than a third hammer or, a third scroll or any number of other missions. And so, but it does have the huge downside of you have to not want to score yourself. And I play lists like that. Not everybody else does.
Those are fantastic points. I think Montesi is not as bad as people make it out to be, especially since the downsides of what holding it onto is so radically different than okay, cool, it's Montesi. At least it's not fucking extract scientific samples, where it's just like, cool, I scored 6 points this round. Oh, fuck. There's nothing you can do in Montesi to accelerate the game, which is great.
Yeah, I do think Aaron is correct that people should not play this mission, especially if they don't know why, which is the same place I was on with hammers for a really long time. You should not be playing hammers unless you're absolutely sure you should be playing hammers. And generally speaking, newer players don't know that. Yeah. They just go, oh, this seems like a fun mission, and then get roasted.
Yeah, hammer sounds like fun, and then you're like, how many hammers does this guy got? Miles has 3 hammers.
To be fair, Thanos and Eyes on the Prize is not in the meta anymore, so it's a very different situation. But when people are just face-checking Thanos and playing hammers all the time, it's like, well, you lose. I'm sorry, but you lose. Yeah. Like, this game is over. It's like, don't even deploy your shit. Like, just stop. What I do see a lot of people do, I see this a lot at tournaments like Springfield, Kansas City. A lot of newer players will show up. They're like, I brought Montesi. And they only look at the first train of thought, which is, well, if I have priority, I get 2 of the 3. It's like, yeah, but if you're only going to win prio half the time, and the other half time your opponent's going to choose your reds, and then you're going to give that to them a third of that time. And so 1 in 6 games, you're at a huge disadvantage, and you didn't realize that. And they just didn't think about the thought process. They thought it was fair. It's not fair, because that means you're locked into playing your reds when you win prio, and you're locked into playing your blues when you lose prio. And so it just changes the dynamic.
True.
And if that's the case, maybe you do want to play your opponent's blues. I don't know. There's some reasoning behind it, but
yeah, I'm sure there's a lot of edge cases and stuff. Now, here's a fun question, Zach. Would you run Montesi in your Wakanda list?
I wouldn't, but I think we talked about when we talked about alien ship. Like the focus of my list is trying to force that interaction on turn 1, and Montesi is absolutely not doing that. I think Brandon makes really good points about how that what the scoring is capped at. They can't take yours. You're trying to set yourself up for success in the future rounds. But I think in a list like mine, where it's like I have almost every model that can move and hit the midline in one way or the other. Yeah. I don't want there to be only one thing on the midline that you pick it up and run away. And so now my turn 1 is just moving twice. So I think if you're running a list like that, then I don't think you'd want to. But if you're running a list where you're wanting to set up for like bigger plays in round 2, then this is great because like Brandon said, it's going to be 2-1. Yours on your side is safe. It's going to be very hard for them to 3-0 you in any round. And so the amount of time that you have before they can score out. So,
and the big component of that is you're now playing the blues differently than you would have before. Mm-hmm. Like, I don't have this model standing way over on the side where the hammer would be. I can commit that model to secures. And so I don't have to do that. My opponent still had to commit the same number of models to his extracts. I did not.
Right. Yeah, I think it's not. I don't think it leans into scenario or attrition play too much. I think it's like if you're building a specific way of playing it, like you were saying, Brandon, I think it's really good. It's sort of like a less shitty version of Senators, because I think Senators, if you're playing somebody who's like, cool, we get to play my Senators plan now, they have some fucking wacky, like, this is how my first 3 rounds of Senators goes. I've got it down to a science.
Yeah.
I'll wind up with 4 of them somehow, and then usually shit on the rest of the game. But I think Montesi is a less extreme version of that kind of. Where like, okay, cool, I have a Montesi plan, but it's not like, okay, Montesi's gonna let me score 7 points in the first round. It just won't.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I think you made a good point that in a sense, it doesn't lean towards scoring, or it doesn't lean towards like a hyper scenario or hyper attrition. It's just a list that you want the extracts to score slowly. It could be that you want them to score slowly because you're just going to dominate the secures. And so that's the way that you're winning. Or you want them to score slowly because you're just going to kill them. Like, that's the point, I think, that I got from that was more like, you just want it to be slow. And you know it's going to be slow. You know it caps at 3, you know, the whole, like, everything we've said. And so I think it doesn't necessarily lean one way or the other. It just is, it's going to be slow. And is that good or bad for you?
Yeah.
Personally, this is my least favorite of the 3 wide, just because of the lack of interactions. But I think that's just more the dumb list I've been playing of like, let's just go fight.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
7
I think
seconds
that's
in the game.
pretty unilaterally true across the
I don't know
communities.
anyone.
I think everyone likes
espousing Montesi.
I don't know if I've ever had it in a list that I've ever played, because I think right when we were kind of learning, I was playing different stuff. And then Aaron went on one of his famous, like, I lit my card on fire and drove over with my car or something, where he was like, it doesn't even exist anymore and no one should play it. And I was like, all right, I'm shitty at the game.
I hope
He's good at the game. I'm going to take his word
I
for
bet
it.
he still has his Montesi Formula.
I don't think there's ever been a moment in the game, in the history of the game, since, 2018, 2019, that this has been the worst extract legal in standard play.
Agreed. Oh, I don't think it's the worst.
Never once has it happened.
It might be the least played, but I don't think it's the worst. I would agree with that.
It's not the least played as far as I remember. So, getting into the stats real quick, it's got 3,764 games played this year at 9% play rate, which is
that's
higher than I expected. That's like
that is more
slightly better than market share. Like, it's surprisingly high.
Yeah.
Now, I think that's probably skewed a bit due to the mission change, but
it's
even still, it's not 0. Yeah.
What
was the lowest?
Yeah, what's the least popular?
I would bet Terrigen canisters is lowest. And I think when we get to that, we'll have almost the inverse of this conversation.
Is it Wakanda Nerves? Is the least played?
So Alien Ship has 22.
Legal.
Hold on. Alien Ship has 2250 games. Montesi has 3764.
Wow.
So it's almost 50% more popular than Alien Ship.
Interesting.
That's nuts.
That is very nuts.
That's way higher than I would have guessed.
It might be because people see it as it's like what we were talking about. People
you don't blow yourself up.
It's an attrition.
Yeah. Because it's the opposite of Alien Ship in the fact that it is not random. It is extremely consistent.
It's 18.
You know exactly what's going to happen.
It's 18 threat.
Now, what's going to happen is you're not going to have 2 of the extracts, but you know exactly what's going to happen.
You know they're not going to kill you randomly. Yeah,
exactly.
You know you're going to have an attack that you're never going to use. No one's ever used it.
Whoa. There is, when I figured out before they changed it, you could use Wolverine to count the wilds on a beat with whatever the fuck the charge is called. Best I think he does.
I think you can probably still do that, can't you?
No.
You can also count blanks if you have a way to do that.
You can.
Red Skull
can't add additional dice or modify its dice.
Red Skull can count the skulls as crits, they just don't explode.
Yeah.
Domino.
There's a lot of ways you can fuck with the dice, it's just not the overt ways.
It's not crazy. Because I think you can't add dice.
No, you can't.
You cannot add dice, and you cannot modify dice.
You count wilds as 2 with Wolverine's charge still, which is good.
Gambit can count wilds.
Well, but he couldn't change them to wilds. He
couldn't change them to wilds.
Double.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're Foxy,
Domino could just pay a bunch for a bunch of skulls, but not explode them. Or Malekith.
Dormammu can count his skulls and your skulls when he does it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't think about that.
It might be. You know what?
It
might be better than Dormammu's regular attack. So I'll give that to him. That he should use it.
Well, it's a beam actually. You know what? It's actually
a beam.
Really
I'm
similar.
telling. His is like I think he's got a 6 dice range 4. Yeah, I think it's got a hex and a sap power, if I'm right.
And you know what?
So it's not bad, but you know what? Beam 3 6 dice. I might take it. I think it might be better.
I know it seemed like I was just. Go ahead, CJ.
So Dormammu wants to slow the game down. I think this is Dormammu's favorite extract.
Yeah.
Well, he also can just stand on his own.
Yeah,
he can be like, I'm going to pick up this shit, and then I'm going to teleport, and then I'm going to beam you twice. And that's how this game's
do it once. You can only use the.
Yeah. Oh, you can only use the attack once. Oh, see this. I've never used it.
Yeah, I think you used to be able to do it twice, but in the new edition, I know you can only do it.
It used to be an energy attack.
So there you
I know
go.
it probably seemed like I was just arguing with Parker a while back for no reason, but like I honestly agree that like I think we should have more missions like this. Like he's like this is an irrelevant secondary effect. Like the fact that you get the spellbook attack is so pointless because like it's like dude, there's so many.
Well, I would admit honestly,
Wong would love
6
having
dice.
This. You kidding me?
The same with
the
Inhuman
example.
Like the Inhumans deploy. It's like I forget half the time that even has a thing on it. Like
we just talked about, the most expensive model in the entire game wants it.
Yes,
like it's just objectively. And it's not supposed to be a game warping mechanic.
No, it's not.
I just want something just a little bit, just a little sprinkle on top is what I want, which is exactly this.
There's definitely some people
random shit happening where it's like, oh hey,
or like
the mystic damage type has never been more important.
Are happy about it. Like there's definitely people who would prefer to have this if they're not doing anything else.
Anyway,
you can't. It's the only extract on the board when it's on the board.
Yeah. I think since we already talked about Montesi recently, that's probably all we need to say about it. So Zach says he thinks it's his least favorite of the quantity 3 extracts. I tend to agree. It's definitely more niche. I dislike Alien Ship more. I personally would probably tend to I'd reach for Montesi more than I'd reach for Alien Ship, but that's only because of my experience playing it. I have played it a ton of times. I know it. I'm very comfortable with it, and I don't have to roll dice to randomly kill my models. And that nothing's more frustrating than like having a game ripped out of your hands because of fucking Alien Ship rolls. And it's just like CJ. It's like, well, my opponent rolled 19 consecutive crit dice. And like,
what do you do?
Yeah, that sucks. It's like, oh yeah, I just rolled trip skulls back to back. Like, I already have fucking red skull in some of my lists. Can you imagine how frustrating it'd be? It's like, all right, I'm going to look into the cube. Cool, take 3 damage. All right, end phase. And the alien ship core explodes and kills me. I'm like, this is the worst game I've ever played.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah. That'd be like old Clea too. It'd be like, cool, alright, Clea charges up. Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Goes nuclear.
I would say too, if you have a list that you really like love 18, and your 18 is just like that's the prime point total, that's definitely valuable. I know Kenny used to play this because he had Malekith, Red Skull 2, and CGR, and so it was like, well, he wanted specifically 18, and that was more valuable than 17 for Alien Ship and the other mechanic. So there's some value to that if 18 is like your best possible point total.
There are currently 5 18 threat missions, and let's see how many of them are legal. We've got 1.
I think only 1's illegal.
Inhumans is legal.
Inhumans. You could run Trip 18 on extracts.
Oh, sorry. Also Worthy, Mutant Madman, Montesi, Alien Ship. Oh, sorry, not Alien Ship. Alien Ship 17.
Interesting.
What's the 5th one?
Yeah. Portals, which is rotated.
Okay. So you could run all 18 extracts.
The worst mission ever printed.
I mean, if you're running all 18 threat extracts with Inhuman weapons, hammers, and Montesi, you definitely are running a very specific plan.
Well, it's not. Yeah. This will sound crazy, but it's also not 17, which is kind of the flavor of the meta right now. Is like having a strong 17.
Yeah.
And being like, cool, what do I do with 1 more point? Some people don't like.
They can really throw off your strategy. Yeah.
I wish so badly that winning the priority roll let you choose. Because there would be a lot of strategy going into this. So like, I'm going to choose to give away prio so that I can choose point total. And I'm going to place all 5 18-point missions.
Yeah.
And just because I'm going to lock us into 18 points, nobody's ever playing their cookie cutter 17 against me.
Yeah, that'd be such an interesting way to play the game.
Yeah.
Oh.
16 would be probably a better plan if you're just trying to be disruptive. But
both ways, because it's like cool. I mean, you can upgrade a 4, but if they like don't have a 4 they like, or if you got a counter to their 4, be like, cool. I guess my 4 is going to be Rhino, and you're like, sweet. Psylocke's going to run up and butcher him. Rhino steaks on a grill. Yeah, if I had to pick, I would say Montesi. I like it better than Alien Ship, just because I've had that moment where someone's been sitting back with an alien ship, and it's been like, beans, they're dead. Okay, never mind.
Beans? Did you say beans?
Beans.
Yeah. Beans. I've never heard that.
Yeah, but I initially thought Aaron was yelling at Clouds when he said he hated Montesi that bad, because it's like, cool.
I think he has legitimate gripes, and Aaron plays the game from a very...
Yeah, I mean, I get, like, competitive...
Not meta standpoint, but from a very, like, objectively correct standpoint. Like, Aaron looks at the game, tries to find the best way to play it, and then plays that as the default, right? And he cycles a lot. He doesn't always play the same thing, but...
Yeah, and I can see where it's like, why would I play it to where I would be giving you 2 points to my 1?
Yeah.
Just automatically.
Right.
There is no world in which it's objectively correct to play Montesi. But if you're already playing a strategy that's conducive to it, like I said, there's a couple, then I think it's fine. Mm-hmm. And it stops being a negative. And I don't know that it's really a plus, but it's definitely more of a plus than playing the atypical tournament missions that everybody else is running, where you just lose on turn 3.
Disruption's a big thing sometimes.
Mm-hmm. And that's the thing, like, it's unfortunately kind of a mirror of some other aspects of real life right now, but it's like the two groups are just running directly away from each other, and the gap in the middle is just becoming no man's land further and further, and as far as you can see. And so, like, I feel like because the scoring is so fast, I have to do everything in my power to slow it down, and I think this is one of the few options I have left to me. Would I prefer Researcher? Yeah. Would I prefer, like, not having fucking 5 secures on the board?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Can I not play a
5 secures that give you cover
5 white
at max
17?
points? I'm like,
woo!
Yeah. I don't understand how people complain about Researcher, and Scoundrels is fine.
Yeah.
Not Scoundrels, sorry. Scoundrels.
That's a 20 F.
Yeah, the 25 secure mission. Yeah.
Oh yeah, when it's like
if Researcher's not okay, Scoundrels is not okay.
It's the other extreme.
Exactly, right. And this is like whatever. Like,
and even Researcher wasn't like the worst one for that. I think like Gamma might have been it was the problem. The problem was the combo of Gamma Researcher when you're playing on that, and you're just like, fuck.
Sure. I mean, but then you brought Gamma.
Well, yeah, but like,
so it's not my fault. Like,
but yeah,
Researcher was too much, right?
Not my fault.
It just made the game very one-dimensional. Yeah. But also, like, we've dealt with the models that made those missions abusive. Yeah. It's not like Avengers Cabal was breaking the game. It's like, no, like, the only thing that we're breaking was like Thanos Malekith. Like, that was Thanos Malekith CGR.
They fucking finally rotated because they let Thor 2 use fucking Brothers in Arms or whatever the fuck.
Sure.
And that was the moment where they're like, oh, I guess we'll finally have to get rid of this.
Yeah, despite they banned that card.
Yeah, and it's like, okay.
And dumpstered the model that played it.
Yeah. Basically.
That's probably... Thor 2 might be the biggest nerf we've ever seen.
Oh, from like release to like what he got. I don't think anyone's
CGR is obviously up there.
Range decrease, which is insane.
Oh, that's so brutal. They cut the radius in which he attacks by like 2/3. Like if you do a volume range, it's so brutal.
Yeah, and now we'll never see that sick ass model on the table again unless someone's doing something weird.
Yeah,
this is a great model. Like I've got mine built and painted, man. I want to run them.
I think I've heard of people still using it with Inhumans. Is one thing I've heard. To just funnel him
maybe.
Down, but otherwise I haven't seen him.
That's where all the nerf.
And that's been more I've heard of it. Yeah.
King
you don't have enough power. We got a guy for you. Yeah.
King Black Bolt takes all the outcasts. Yeah. Or not King Black Bolt. Sorry, this is pre-King.
Just regular
Black
Bolt.
Normal Black Agar Bolt.
Man, I still need it. Still need to play some King Black Bolt.
Mm-hmm.
Eh.
All right. Do you guys have anything else you want to chat about today?
No. The only thing I'm going to mention is that I'm going to start not testing her in Hellfire Club, but I finally got my Phoenix painted up, so I'm going to be playing a couple games with her just to see how bringing a tactical nuclear warhead feels. Probably under.
I'm actually curious to see it. It's one of those models that you're gonna have to see it happen to really get a good grasp on it.
I think me and Zach, when we saw the reveal for her card, we read it like 4 times, and then like it was after
I don't know.
I was like,
and then we were completely wrong. We were like, we read 3 sentences. It's not even close.
Yeah, it's a very interesting card, and it's a great model. So, which
I'm gonna come get a new Brotherhood box.
Despite you're gonna go to the store.
That's not happening.
Allegedly.
The only person less likely to go to the store than you is Parker.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Would you bet more on Parker being there or me being there? That's a tough.
So you weren't there for the other cast, but literally an act of God stopped Parker from going to the game store last Thursday.
I'm going to have to listen to this.
Yeah, it is pretty great. He's like, I swear I'll be there. I promise. And then immediately,
the next morning,
9
a.m., by the
a.m.,
way.
wakes up to 4 inches of water in his basement. He's like, fuck. Anyway.
Damn basements. All right.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. This has been Brandon.
And CJ.
And Zach.
And you've just listened to the Montesi Formula.
So what are we going to call this thing?
I got it. Okay. Incredible, new, fantastic, astonishing, mighty, original, uncanny, sensational podcast.
I'm just going to put down infamous.